Welcome to Retro Recast, where we recast all your favorites from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even some of today. I'm your host, Coolwater Kurt.
And I'm Big Tom.
And I'm Raynitis.
Okay, Big Tom, what are we hitting them with this week?
This week, it's going to be that classic movie for guys who like movies, 1989's Roadhouse.
1989's Roadhouse. Okay.
Back when bouncing was a good job.
You're the bouncer, and I'm the cooler. You watching my back?
And let's take out the trash.
So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start with Brad Wesley's Thugs. So we're going to start with number one, Tinker. He was the heavyset one, kind of the comic relief. So, Big Tom, who do you got first for your Tinker?
All right. I wanted to put a little WWE wrestling theme on this. So for Tinker, King Kong Bundy.
King Kong Bundy.
Wow.
Big dude.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, King Kong Bundy.
Raynitis, your Tinker.
I went with the comic relief, not so big guy like Tom's pick. I went with Bobcat Goldthwait.
Bobcat.
The comic relief.
Yeah.
Bear fell on me.
Well, I went with the comic relief vibe. I went with a big, larger than life guy. I went with Dom DeLuise. That's right.
Now that's a big dude.
The Pizza the Hut himself, Dom DeLuise.
I see the beard.
The next thug is O'Connor. O'Connor was the guy because Tinker, he was sorry. I'm real sorry, Mr. Wesley, but Connor wasn't so sorry.
This is your first time doing a podcast. Press 1.
Whose phone was that?
O'Connor, he's the bleeder.
He's the bleeder.
Mm-hmm.
So who's your O'Connor?
Sticking with the WWE wrestling theme, Big John Studd. Tall guy, that's right.
You went with the big theme.
O'Connor, you're a bleeder.
So your Brad Wesley is gonna punch Big John Studd and put him on.
Well, when you get to when you find out who my Brad Wesley is, then you'll know.
All right,
Gotcha. I stuck with the tall guy too, not so big guy like Tom's pick, but he looked like a punk also, like, you know, like, oh, I'm sorry for all that crap. I went with Tim Robbins. You know, he looks like one of those guys that, like, yeah, I know I'm a sucker, I'm sorry.
You just said Tim Robbins looks like a punk.
Yeah.
I hope you're not watching this.
Back then. I love his picks now. And like nothing to lose.
That chin, man.
It's funny because I kind of stayed in that same vein. I went with a tall, real slender guy too. I went with Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern.
Home Alone.
Make sure he takes off his glasses first.
Yeah. And for the other guy, rounding out Brad Wesley's bad boy group, Morgan.
He was the bartender then.
He was the bartender.
No, he was the bouncer
Yeah.
at the Double Deuce.
Yeah, he didn't have the right temperament for the job, so
You
Dalton
ain't
fired
drinking,
him.
you're out of here.
Who'd you go with your Morgan?
You
I
always go to barber college.
Yes. I went with Martin Cove.
Martin.
If you don't remember who Martin Cove was, he's from Cobra Kai, the leader.
Oh, sweep the leg.
You have a problem with that?
Mercy is for the weak.
That's it. Along with him. Small little
yours?
For Morgan, staying with the WWE wrestling theme, big curly headed hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh.
2x4.
For me, slightly in the WWE vein, I wanted to bring a little more color to the cast. So for Morgan, I cast, that's right, Tommy Tiny Zeus Lister.
You mean Debo?
Debo.
Hey,
I'm going to tuck my head.
Stanley left his window open.
Debo in this movie to be Morgan?
Tiny. Well, he was having that hit with
That's my part, Pop.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, in 1989, he was a No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Right.
So now we're going to cast for Emmett. Emmett was the guy who had rented Dalton the room.
The farmer.
The farmer, you know, fresh the horses and hay, you know, and whatnot. Tommy.
All right, I also wanted to add a little color to this movie. So as a farmer, with the big farmer hat on, Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
That's
right.
That's a budget.
Yeah, wow. You got Morgan
That's
Freeman
not
to
the
play
lead role?
Emmett?
Yeah. Mid roll.
You got it. No, that's a big roll.
He's just starting up.
He was not starting up in '89. He was in glory in '89.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood was.
He looked like a farmer.
91?
See, coming up.
Yeah. He was coming up.
He's coming up. That's right.
Got you, Tom. I got you.
All right, who was your Evan?
I went with Brian Dennehy from Rambo. I went with Brian Dennehy. He looked like a farmer.
Brian Dennehy?
Yeah, he looks like a farmer right there. You know, small little role.
Tommy
for him.
Boy's dad.
Yeah.
That's right. How did he look? Chubby? Oh, I think that's the champagne talking.
Well, for my Emmett, I went with I wanted to bring a veteran actor in, so I brought in Bradley Whitford.
Bradley.
From Cocoon.
Wilford Brimley.
Yes, Wilford Brimley. That's what I meant. The right thing to do in the tasting way. Wilford Brimley. That's
why we had a little pause there.
It doesn't matter what I call him.
Gusley?
That's why there was the pause there. We were all thinking, which one?
Moving
I
on.
don't think even Kurt knew.
Red Webster. Red Webster, he played, he was Doc's uncle. He also had the little,
Automotive hardware shop.
Mm-hmm. Who was your Red?
Well, I also wanted to bring a veteran actor, Sean Connery.
Dang. So you hit him with the Sean Connery
And Morgan Freeman. That's right.
Hey, boy got a big budget. Thinking big, I like it.
Sean Connery. Red Webster. Never marry an ugly woman. Sucks the life right out of you.
I actually went with Ned Beatty.
Ned
for
Beatty.
Red Webster. He looks like he can own a shop.
Yeah.
What does a guy who owns a shop look like?
Ned Beatty. That's it. Shout out to Ned Beatty.
Nothing to say to that. For my Red Webster, I just went with another veteran actor, and I went with I've lost my place here. I'm drawing a blank.
Doc's uncle.
Doc's uncle. I cannot think.
We'll come back to you.
You went with Brian Denny.
No,
Just kidding.
that was my thing.
You went with Wilson Brimley.
Moving on. I missed Red Webster. My bad.
We'll come back to that.
I miss Red Webster.
Go ahead. Hit him with the Cody.
I got my Cody. Cody was the musician, and I went with Phil Collins.
Ooh, not
Phil
Genesis.
Collins isn't blind though.
He doesn't have.
Thank you, Captain.
He doesn't even have to be the
He
guitar
played
player.
pretty good for a blind white boy.
He could be the blind drummer. Go ahead.
I actually went with Bon Jovi for this one. Big 80s rock guy there. Long hair, don't care.
Definitely had the hair.
Yeah. He could definitely hit that small little role. Not blind, according to Tom. But yeah.
I didn't pick a blind guy either. My Cody is Axl Rose.
Welcome to the jungle.
Axl Rose? Did Axl Rose even act?
No.
Hey, but he could rock.
He can rock out though.
That's right.
Well, I guess if he sings all his lines, it's okay.
That's
Just bring his
it.
headband a little bit. Be blind.
All right, the next character we have is Tillman. And Tillman, he was the guy who had recruited Dalton to come to the Double
He
Deuce
owned the Double Deuce.
to come clean it up. And who was your Tillman?
My Tillman is George Carlin.
Ooh. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Rufus. That's right.
That's a good.
Ponytail and everything.
Yeah. With the ponytail.
You gotta throw the bad jokes in there, bad dirty jokes.
Yeah.
I went with Dennis Hopper on this one.
Dennis
Ooh.
Hopper.
Rest in peace, Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper. That's also a good one.
Yeah.
For me, I actually, I'm taking a page from you. I went with Brian Dennehy
Hey, there you go.
for a Tillman.
Did you first blood, sir? Oh, sorry.
Now, bringing it up to the big bad Brad Westlake. Brad
Wesley.
Brad Westlake.
There you go.
I've been calling him Brad Westlake for years. Brad Shabu.
He's a freak.
Yada da 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 da
You know that's
Shabu.
not the word to that song, right?
I don't
It's
care.
shaboom.
I don't give a
Shaboom.
damn.
Shaboom.
Shaboom,
Who was your
shaboom.
Brad
Who
Westlake?
is Shabu? And why would anybody be singing about him?
Shabu was the guy that Serena was praying to in Major League. Jobu. I'm just joking. Anyways, when I was thinking of Brad Wesley, I was thinking of that prick coming down of the helicopter, this big head and everything. I went with Warren Beatty on this one.
Yay!
Because I was like, man,
talking about throwing some money around.
Dick Tracy.
Get Warren Beatty. I believe Dick Tracy also came out that year, didn't it?
See, he's big.
That's good. You put a little father-son combo in there.
Yeah, that's it.
Ned and Warren.
That's it. Hey, Dad, let's shoot the shot. All right, let's do it.
Who's your Brad Wesley?
Brad Wesley. Now you got to think who could control and have all those WWE wrestlers as henchmen. Jack Palance.
Jack Palance is a good one right there.
Brad Wesley.
Jack Palance busts out one-hand push-ups.
From the Batman.
You're a bleeder. Punch him right in the nose. Big John Studd. Bow.
Bow. Yeah, that's Jack Palance.
My Brad Wesley, I actually went with Andy Garcia.
Oh, that's some
it was a young Andy Garcia. This is around the time he did The Untouchables, and remember he had that real cocksure attitude, had his whole thing about him, this arrogance. So I actually wanted to go with a younger Brad Wesley instead of the older guy.
Definitely that arrogance.
Like I said, Brad Wesley, he was there. J.C. Penney's was coming there because of him.
J.C. Penney.
Yeah, I don't see it.
And for casting Jimmy, Brad Wesley's number one guy, he was a guy who would F guys like Dalton in prison. Who'd you go with for your Jimmy?
All right, turning this into an action blockbuster. Jimmy is Dolph Lundgren.
Ooh. Dolph Lundgren. Hey, if he dies, he dies.
He dies. He dies.
Dolph Lundgren's a bad man.
Well, when you find out who Dalton is, you'll know that they're going to have an epic battle.
I wanted to keep this guy working in the 80s still because I think we all liked him as a little bit. I went with Michael Dudikoff for a little...
Michael Dudikoff.
The American
That's right. That's right. Keep him working, man.
I believe that's all he did was American Ninja.
Because after the 90s, and that was it. Sorry, man. I try to keep you working, Michael.
My Jimmy, I went with Mickey Rourke.
Ooh, Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. Yeah.
He used to have guys in prison.
Yeah, I think so.
And now for Wade Garrett, the best in the business, even though he was getting old. Your Wade Garrett.
My Wade Garrett, I went with Tom Berenger on this one. Because it reminds me like when he was
the sniper.
Yeah, the sniper. See, he looks like
one shot, one kill.
That was Billy Zane too, right?
Yeah, he was the spotter, wasn't he?
Yeah, he mentored and like in Major League, he mentored Charlie Sheen. See,
okay,
that's why the way I was looking at it.
And Rube Baker.
My Wade Garrett, I went with Scott Glenn.
Scott Glenn.
Scott Glenn, he looks a lot like Sam Elliott. Scott Glenn, he also played, you know what, who he was? He was Stick in Daredevil, the TV series. He was teaching a young Matt Murdock how to be Daredevil.
Oh, yes. Oh, the Daredevil in the Netflix series.
Yes, the Daredevil in Netflix series.
Yes.
Okay.
And he looked exactly the same in '89 as he does today.
Yeah, okay.
He's been old his entire career.
Was that the guy from Sucker Punch? Scott Glenn?
Yes. There you go.
I like them.
Same look, right?
Right.
And
you know who I thought could be the perfect Wade
who's that?
Sam Elliott. No. No, my Wade Garrett is Mickey Rourke.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Miho. I just hear him saying Miho.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Mickey
like
Rourke.
Iron Man too, Mickey Rourke.
All right, moving
with the
on.
long hair and you pull it back like that.
Yeah, moving on to Doc, the love interest, the tall, leggy blonde, played by Kelly Lynch, and very nice.
And when we were kids, there's always these females that I've always, because like, ooh, are they gonna show her a little bit? Because this is one girl I would love to see. Granted, I was a kid, obviously.
Yeah.
I went with Kelly LeBrock on this one. Because when Weird Science dropped, we were all like,
who's that?
I know she's not a blonde, but hey, Kelly LeBrock.
Did she show some skin in
Hard to Kill?
Nothing.
I don't know. I don't know.
Under Siege?
She wasn't in Hard to Kill.
Above the Law? Above the Rim?
She was in The Woman in Red, and then, well, it doesn't matter. Go ahead. Who's your doc?
Well, I tried to keep her blonde and leggy, and I went with Kim Basinger.
Ooh, Kim was always a
Kim was good.
Kim's a good one. To this
I
day, she's
believe
still
in
good.
'89 she was playing Vicky Vale.
Mickey Mouse.
She was Vicky Vale. in
She's
89,
great, isn't
yeah.
she?
Stop the press.
Who's that?
Yeah. My doc, I went with Terry Hatcher.
Ooh. Now, Terry Hatcher was always a nice one, too.
Yeah.
Always
Kind of young to
nice.
be a doctor, though.
So was Kelly Lynch.
Hey, Terry
So
Hatcher,
was Kim Basinger.
Terry Hatcher was
That's
nice.
Hollywood magic for you.
That's right.
And bringing it up, the big man himself, Dalton. Big Tom, who did you cast as Dalton?
Now, you know, Dalton has to beat up all those WWE superstars that I had cast as.
Big dudes.
And who could do that? The baddest man on the planet, Chuck Norris. Boom.
What? You were Lone Wolf?
Lone Wolf McQueen.
Delta Force?
Hell yes.
Delta 5? Oh, man.
Get his chest hairs ripped out.
Norris, Sean Connery, Morgan Freeman. I'd go see this movie.
Wow.
That's a hell of a cast right
All
there.
right, who's your
Now,
Dalton?
when I see Dalton, now they repeated this line a lot of times in the movie. They kept saying, "I thought you'd be bigger," and then with that note, I went with Tom Cruise on this one because
What?
he's short.
Yeah, he's short.
Either him or Sean Penn. But
I mean,
I'm
he
going
does
Tom Cruise.
kick
He's
ass
short.
in those Ethan Hunt movies.
I'm saying because he's a short guy, and everyone kept looking at him like, "He's bigger." He's like,
I thought you'd be bigger.
Okay, so for my Dalton, without
your Wade
any...
My Wade Garrett was Tom Berenger.
Tom Berenger and Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Tom's.
Tom's.
So without any fanfare, my Dalton, yes, the muscles from Brussels, Jean-Claude Van Damme. You see Dalton doing the
89, he was
splits?
a little bit busy.
He was doing the
Hey,
splits.
he was big.
He would do. If we do those kicks, he'd be pa 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 pa, and then we cut to another kick in the
Blood sport and kickboxer.
Oh,
man.
nice.
He was on. Van Damme was on his runner.
Be nice.
back then. He could play a cooler.
Yeah, and he's short.
Yeah.
He couldn't speak English.
Hey, you don't have to, man. It's just not much.
He had a hell of a New Orleans accident, hard target.
Yo, that was terrible with the mullet.
Was it Kelly LeBrock in that one?
I don't think so. I believe that was
The
what's her
other
name? Yancey Butler.
Something like I think that's right.
I think it was Yancey Butler. Anyway,
You shot that one.
please like, share, and we like to hear what you think.
Leave us a comment down below and let your opinion be heard.
Don't say it's all.
And this was Retro Recast.
Adonis, pull yourself together.